Good morning and
Morning.
welcome to Palm Beach. In this video we are going to do a Q&A, first Q&A that I've ever done on this channel. And Marleen is here and we got quite a few questions both on Instagram, Facebook and here on YouTube. And we're gonna go randomly over them during this walk. And yeah, it's quite early this morning. We came for a walk and the weather is really nice. And so far it's like 25 degrees Celsius, so that's pretty chilly for Aruba actually. Yeah. So let's start right away with question number 1. So we got one from Frederik von Dinkenberg, and he asks, if money was no object, where would both of you travel to and why? Would you like to go first? The ladies first?
Yeah. I think we travel to Japan because I've never been there. You are. And the stories you tell about Japan, I think it's amazing to get there. So I think we are traveling to Japan together.
Yeah.
If money was no problem.
Yeah, for me, it would definitely, I would definitely choose that one too. Going back to Japan, and have been there twice, and I love the culture. I love so many things there, both the city and the nature aspect of Japan, the history, and yeah, just Asia in general is very nice. Asha Mohammed asks how to plan a vacation for less than 5 days in Aruba using the bus service to tour the beaches.
Nice question.
So, I don't understand entirely actually the question. I assume that Asha means that, yeah, how do you plan like the whole route and everything? First of all, Arubus is the local bus company, so the national bus company owned by the government, and you could definitely visit all of the beaches pretty much with them. So you could go from the eastern part, let's say Arashi, all the way up to the baby beach. I would suggest you to Google Arubus. I'm gonna put it down here also, maybe the link. And so they can go to Arubus, and you do get the schedule with the times and everything. I do get a question also often about if you're from, arriving with the cruise ship, you can definitely take it right outside the main gate and go to, say, Eagle Beach or here, Palm Beach. Those are the two most popular for the cruisers. I don't know if you got anything to add to this one?
No. Maybe we can try it someday.
I have been meaning to definitely make a video on it, so at some point we will. Stuart Quark?
Yeah, I think.
Have you ever had any type of paranormal experience? Now this is random, but I would say yes. I saw a ghost once here in Aruba, very briefly. Never seen it before or after. This is like 5 years ago. And yeah, I think maybe we can also, I don't know if this is paranormal, but maybe what happened to us not too long ago. Maybe you want to talk about it?
Yeah. There was a day that you asked me, are you okay? And it was on a strange time, and so I answered you, yeah, I'm okay. But later I thought, this is strange, because when you were asking it, I was falling down the stairs. So there was definitely something wrong, and you feel that.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that's paranormal.
Yeah. So I was actually sleeping. So it was like, I don't know, something like 3 a.m. or something like that. And I just woke up. I never do this. And Marleen was in the Netherlands, and I wrote to her like, are you okay? Are you okay? and then maybe 15 minutes later you rode back,
Yeah.
and then I was back asleep. I was, it's 3 a.m. And then afterwards you were telling me like I just fall down the stairs, and I'm like, what? And you were very
Yeah.
surprised with
I don't
the
want
answer.
to
Yeah. So
make
that
you
was
worry and that you can sleep, but yeah, I was falling.
Have you
down
ever
the
seen
stairs.
any ghosts or something?
No, I sometimes I think I feel my son who is died.
Okay.
Maybe you can say that it is, but yeah.
Okay. We got one from our friend, the Traveling Island Girl. Our greetings to her. And if you haven't checked out her channel, if you're traveling to St. Martin or a lot of the other Caribbean islands in the neighborhood, especially of St. Martin, check out her channel. I'm gonna put the link down below. She's got a question: best local restaurants and best vegetarian vegan restaurants. Bom ano pa dos. Happy New Year still. Yeah, I don't know if you want to go first, maybe for this one.
Yeah, I have a favorite, more one. I think the Asia. Yeah, we eat there 2 days ago,
Yeah.
and that was very good. And yeah, it's nice to be there. The food is good. The waiters are amazing. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. And I also think of the Café Marleen,
Yeah.
where you were been before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really local food, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's super good.
Yeah. Now you made it difficult for me. It's difficult to comment on restaurants that we haven't been to. You hear a lot of comments, and there are plenty of restaurants that we haven't visited. But to me, one of my local favorites is Jamanja. It's downtown in Oranjestad, and to me that's one of the personal favorites.
Yeah,
I can think of the Lima Bistro also, but of course there are so many other restaurants, good restaurants, and so many I still want to try. We still want to try them.
Yeah.
So those two come to mind, and definitely for vegan, it has to be the Origin restaurant, cafe, not too far here from Palm Beach. It's like a 5-minute drive. Definitely those. So now we got one from Mauricio Ernesto. What country do you want to visit that you haven't seen yet?
for me that's Japan, and I think New Zealand.
Oh.
The Amazon in Brazil, Nepal.
Yeah.
I have a lot of countries.
Yeah, we have a pretty long list.
Yeah.
This question is so short, but we can go almost all day on it. For me, definitely with Japan, I've always wanted to visit Norway, so that's one of those countries. Or hello to John and Vinny, also over there, also always watching from Norway. And another one is like Iceland.
Yes.
Probably Costa Rica. I can think of Vietnam, Thailand, New Zealand, definitely.
Sabah.
Sabah. Oh,
Yeah.
we want to go to Sabah.
Yeah,
We definitely
want to go to Sabah.
want to check that one out. So hopefully we are able to get there. Maybe later this year. Who
Yeah,
knows?
I
We're thinking pretty seriously of it. We got one here from.
Rob Wondergem from the
He
Netherlands.
asks.
The children of Marleen, do they like you? Haha.
So should I answer that or should they answer that? I don't know.
Yeah, I can tell you that they like you. Yeah, they think you're super cool as a YouTuber, and yeah, you show us different places on the island. So, like yesterday, we went to the Kasibari, and you take us to different restaurants. Yeah, they definitely like you, and we're slowly going out with them, so we can all used to each other, and yeah, so I think it's going to be all right with each other.
Yeah, it's getting used to. So I have seen them before, but of course, but now they're really here, and it feels a lot different, and it's just really, really nice. By the way, guys, I have to just say this: don't leave your trash here, folks. Please don't leave your trash on the beach. We have been walking here, and I know this is a Q&A, and I want to rant a little bit, but really, seriously, like this, we cannot be doing this. We got another one from Barbara Urbanski. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. When are you two lovebirds getting married?
Lovely question.
We have talked about it, and are evaluating it down the road for sure, but there's no date, so nobody's invited yet. Just be pending for that one.
Yeah, be pending.
Now we got one from the Empty Nest Explorers, also friends of ours from the UK, Stephen and Janet. They are asking, where would your ideal vacation be? That is also such a broad question. I love the question though. Definitely says a lot of, who we are. And for me, it would be like not necessarily a place like Aruba, and I mean it with the beautiful beach, because I'm so spoiled having these beautiful beaches. But I mean, I would definitely travel if I had to. Definitely travel to, a beautiful, say, another island with nice beaches, of course. But I like personally a combination of like city and nature. I do love to, see like beautiful buildings, architecture, especially if they're old buildings. And definitely like if I can combine that somewhere with a great hike or some good, nice restaurants. That is pretty much perfect, and of course just being with her, I would go anywhere anyway.
For me, it's an active vacation. I love to do different sports. Climbing mountains, biking. Yeah, somewhere where you have activities, and not per se like white beaches. No.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Now we got a question from our good friend Joshua Britt. What would be your weapon of choice in a zombie apocalypse? I'll leave this one to Marleen.
No. I really don't know.
We don't know the question.
I don't play the games.
my first instinct would be my 2 feet. I would run. That would be my first instinct. From there, we have no idea, buddy.
No.
But
nice question.
I got a question here from also my friend Anthony. I never knew how to say his last name.
I think Hologuinis.
Hologuinis?
I think.
Hologuinis. Anthony asks, how are you? I haven't heard from you on WhatsApp. Well, first of all, thank you for the question. It's been tough lately, to be honest. We try to keep our spirits high, but it's very, very, very tough and very, very busy. The last part of the year, especially with Marleen, there's still a lot going on, and not all is, said in the videos, or we haven't posted about your situation in a while, but maybe you want to say something about that.
It's we keep on fighting, and tomorrow I fly back to the Netherlands to do the second thing. So after the operation Monday, we're gonna start with radiation for 4 weeks. So yeah. We're gonna go for it, and
and
let's hope it's all going to be all right.
Yeah. So if I may add just something short, a lot of I read or we read a lot of folks saying like you're looking good, you're looking healthy, and we want to say there's still a long road ahead.
Yeah.
And this was just the first part, and yeah, we don't know what's going to happen yet. We thank you for your prayers and for your messages. It means so much to both of us.
Yeah.
And
It really means a lot.
we ask you also for your patience in the content creation. I will definitely start trying to come up with some new vlogs apart from the walk videos, but definitely a busy schedule for us the next month or so. So you might see a slowdown actually in content, but yeah, we'll try to do our best as much as we can, and hopefully by February, March, we might be back a little bit to normal scheduling.
Yeah.
Now we got one from Amanda Cataldo, or Cataldo. How did you two meet? Should I say something?
Yeah.
Or yeah? Okay. So my channel pretty much started in 2019. Very small channel, as all channels start. And from what I remember, you started following me more or less like in 2020, early 2020 or so. And we started writing in private and became friends first, and then more writing, and then we were planning to meet in Holland in 2020, late 2020, when I traveled to Holland. It wasn't possible because of all of the restrictions and everything that was in the Netherlands at that time. Very restrictions, by the way.
Yeah.
And then we met in 2021, summer, during the summer that you were here, and of all places, we met on Eagle Beach. So that was pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah. The next one is American Dude. Can someone with serious food allergies buy healthy turkey, organic carrots, rice, and stainless steel pans and good water in Aruba for a vacation? Let me go for this one. I don't have any food allergies except with shrimps a little bit, and but I think your question is directed more in a different way. I do know someone that has serious food allergies, and was life-threatening, really. And what she does is you can definitely buy a lot of products here. I don't know if it's specifically like turkey and things like that, but there's so many things that she cannot eat. And what she told me at that time was that she avoids eating out to make sure that she's in control of what she's eating. And even at the supermarket, she's asking questions all the time to the employees about the food she's buying. And what else? That's what she does. And often if she does go out to eat, she'll be asking the chef also about how the food is prepared and things like that. So those are some of the tips. But as far as the supermarket, I'm gonna stick to the larger ones, I would say, in that case. Like the Superfood, the Liaisons, the Do It Center probably, and some of those along that line. Then we have like a long question from Anne-Marie Lawrence. She's asking, coming to Aruba in a few weeks, our concern is navigation around the island. We don't have an international cell plan to use
Our data.
while in Aruba. Is there a navigation app or GPS we can use without data while we are exploring the island? Also, we have seen your videos of the amazing places to see on the island. What are your top 10 places to see or things to do while we are here? Now, there's a lot of questions in one. First of all, I do have a few top 10 videos, so I would suggest you check those one those out before anything else. I do have definitely in plans of making more top 10 videos, so that would be like a vlog all to itself. That is that. And as far as GPS, I think we do have a GPS system, but it does require like you still need to pay for it or something via SATAR. They used to have it at least. I know my brother had one, I do believe, for his work, but most people just use data from your telephone. So I would still suggest you to just buy like the minimum of the data. Like you bought one recently, and I think it was a SATA. It was like 10 gigabytes for like a little bit less than $30 or so. And the card was separate. That was like 20. So
and
more or less like
month.
maybe 50. Yeah, that's for a month. So if you're staying here for a couple of weeks, 10 gigs for like 50, and then afterwards, if you're still staying here or you're coming back, it might work. So that's what I would suggest in this case. So we'll go for the next question from Mona Rashad. Can you make an episode on recycling and featuring plastic beach party so tourists know how to use the green recycling bins on the beaches? I just found out that PBP will take styrofoam and melt it into glue. I assume that PBP is Palm Beach Plaza. I don't know. But definitely the trash situation is definitely something that I do want to tackle. And I was just happened to be saying to Marleen the other day that we were driving around, and it's such a big issue right now on the island. There have been some changes, and like by the government, and unfortunately, I don't know what's going on, but we definitely need to make like a better effort of keeping the island clean. And I say it on both sides, especially the locals. I mean, it's something that should I start? Hi. Hi. Nice. So should I start talking about trash? I mean, I would not end. She knows about it. I'm very vocal off camera about trash everywhere. I mean, yeah, it's a situation where I know a lot of people say, oh, Aruba's really clean and everything, and I think for the most part it is, but we can definitely do a whole lot better job. A whole lot better. Yeah, that's my opinion. Maybe you got your own
too.
Yeah, but definitely that's definitely one of those videos that I do want to make. Now we got one from Corey Erickson. I've been 6 times in 2 years, coming again in February. I've watched all your videos and recommend to all my friends. Thank you so much for recommending the channel and the videos. Where is your favorite barbershop on the island? I guess she's on the beach. I don't visit barbershop. I could ask my son, maybe he occasionally does. Not always, but occasionally does. So that's a question, unfortunately, I cannot really answer, but there are many of them.
Yeah,
there are quite a few.
I see a lot, yeah.
And this one from Chris Lee, you can read it up for us.
How long have you guys been living in the island? Yeah, for me it's not so long. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And what we just said is that I go back for a few weeks and then I'm come back to Aruba to live here. Yeah.
And in my case, I've always lived here all my life, so I'm a local Aruban. Some people still think that I'm here on vacation, and I do guys question like, how long are you going to be there? And where are you from? Or they think like I'm from another island, or I don't know, maybe even from the US or something like that. But no, I'm a local Aruban making content here on the island especially, but also occasionally when I travel, I make some travel vlogs as well, which is part of the big goal of this channel. But making local content is definitely one of those things that I enjoy and I feel very comfortable doing, because who knows the island better than a local, right? Now we got one from Bill Lazaro. Will they replenish the beaches that were damaged by Mother Nature by pumping sand in, or let it come back naturally? The Tamarain was hit hard.
True.
Okay, so I have talked to someone who definitely knows about this topic from the government, and he told me that they are definitely letting nature take care of things, but also if they feel that at some point it might need like a small push to fill up the beach back again, then usually it's a combination of that the government will put part of it, money-wise especially, and then oftentimes the resorts are asked to, like chip in and help with the cost of doing that. But I've seen, a fairly good recovery at the Tamarain. Maybe not entirely, maybe not in front of the rooms, but at the DV beach, it's definitely been recovering, and that's a good sign. Hopefully these couple of months ahead of us, it will get a break from like the storms and be able to fully recover. That's our hope for sure. Now we got another one, somewhat of a long question here by Chris Pentarek. We hope to be saying your last name right. When we were there last week of November, the ride was only like 15 minutes because of road construction. We did the trolley before, so we know the route. This time we were in Aruba with another couple. It was their first time in Aruba, so we told them about the trolley ride. They were actually looking forward to it. Road construction cut it short, nobody's fault. Our roads need to be fixed now and then. There's no really a question, I guess, but the trolley downtown, or the tram, like we refer to it, is riding, but there's definitely issues with it. As far as the government's been for years, like evaluating if they want to keep it or not. I definitely still kind of hope they keep it in some way, because still it gives. But I mean, I would make some changes to it, and I haven't talked about that one in videos, but I personally think that it should be going a little bit faster, boom, 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 go, and maybe like charge, I don't know, like $1 or something small, a one floor in, like 50 cents, and make it move faster and not be too touristic that it's really slow. Like, it's not very practical for locals to be taking it.
No.
I don't know, maybe you have another view on it as more like a tourist perspective, maybe?
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. It's nice to sit in there and they're talking about what you see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's because I don't live here for a long time, so everything is new and the kids love it. And but yeah, it could be faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we got one from Renee Watson Hunter. Maybe you can read it for us.
I know you travel, but the people who mostly stay on the island of Aruba ever say they feel trapped on a tiny island? I wouldn't, because like you, I like to hike and walk. So do you feel it?
So this is probably more directed to me, because you're, like barely.
I don't feel
you still
it
feel
yet.
like you still feel like you're almost like on a vacation. For me as a local, and I would probably speak for a lot of locals, maybe not everybody, but a lot of locals will tell you that you do after months or maybe a couple of years, you definitely start feeling trapped, because Aruba is not so large. It's 19 miles long and like, I think 6 kilometers wide, so like 3 miles or something like that. And you start to get into like a routine without wanting it, to go to the same restaurants, to your work, and do the same things. And for those who go out, you go to the same bar every time, and things like that. And traveling to just about anywhere, even going to neighbor island Curacao and coming back can be like really amazing. And if I can add something to that, during the lockdown, when I went to Holland in October and came back, it was such, especially during lockdown, it was so mentally refreshing. And even though in Holland a lot of things were closed, but it was just one of the best trips still that I ever took, simply because of the mental help that gives us as local islanders. So definitely a yes.
What you can do also if you are on the island and to fly to another country is too expensive. We took Airbnb or like the Airstream, or
you can come stay at one of these resorts.
Yeah. It's 1 night, 2 nights, but you feel like you are on a vacation on your own island.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah.
That's amazing to do.
We have a saying here on the island, turista arriba bo isla, so like a tourist on your own island. That got really popular during the lockdown. Everybody was hashtagging that. The next one is a David Jackson, who is saying, is the trolley running in Oranjestad? We are in Aruba now, and I think it would be great to jump on as a good way to see downtown. Definitely a good way to see downtown. We just touched on this question a moment ago. What I can say is that right now, if you do find it running, it would not go to the end of the main street. That's one of the issues that they had. I believe they announced it late or sometime in December, that the tram would not be running all the way to the end. The government decided to open the main street again for cars to pass there, just like it used to be years ago. We still don't know the benefit or not of that. So that's like a study that they're doing, and I think the plan is to do that for like 3 or 4 months. So just keep that in mind. But it's definitely nice riding in it. I mean, I would definitely recommend it. I think it's nice. The trolleys, the trams are definitely very nice looking, and especially the double-decker one.
Yes.
We got another question from Chris Pentarek. He pretty much asks why there aren't more trash bins put everywhere. The reason, I don't really know. I don't have the answer to that. Some of those trash bins are sponsored, so maybe it depends on the sponsorship. The government itself does not have, I believe, not many of them. And the problem that's been occurring also is that a lot of people leave their trash while the bins are full. So in my opinion, the bins are too small, or needs to be picked up and made clean, and the trash, maybe on a daily basis. But for me, I always say it like, if you got trash, the bin is full, take it with you, because in Aruba the wind will blow all of the trash away, and usually we're always so close to the water, so the first thing it will do is land in the water, and we don't want that to happen. But the reason I like the question, and definitely if any tourist authority or government department might be watching this, take this into we should be that's one of those things that we could definitely start putting some more on, maybe not directly on the beaches, but along the resorts, along the roads, at places that are touristic, like like the lighthouse and Alto Vista and such places. Maybe I put a few more. We got one from Katie Pirigyi. I'm botching this, your last name probably, if it is your last name. How would you say it?
Katie Pirigyi. Pirigyi.
She asked, where is the best pastéis? Now, I have a place, I don't know if it's really the best. So two things. I've heard of a place in Moko, a place called Moko. I'll leave the name so you know how to write it and look for it. along that road. Apparently there's a great place for pastici. Everybody told me that. And there's also, my favorite is the, what's the name again of the place? Come and try?
Yeah.
Yeah, come and
that
try
was it.
downtown in Oranjestad.
See.
Look for it. It's just like a container. Nothing special, but
No.
the pastici is there, and the croquette is
Yeah, the croquette.
really
Super
really good. Another question here from Tap Hugo, who asks, "What do you do for a living besides YouTube?" Maybe you can go first.
Yeah. In the Netherlands, I had an online shop with travel jewelry, and I hope I can keep on doing things like that when I'm coming back on Aruba. And I also like to make things, souvenirs of things I find here on the island to make something nice of it. Yeah, I hope I can do that.
Yeah, and as far as I'm concerned, I am a travel consultant. So I work at a travel agency, and yeah, that's basically my job, my normal job. And yeah, started YouTube more or less like a hobby, but always envisioning a growing the channel and still trying to take it as far as I can and bring you guys great content. So now we got one from RM New York 13. Is there a difference in a lifestyle between visiting Aruba as a tourist and when one decided to move? I'll leave this one entirely to you, even though you haven't been living here for too long.
No.
But
I was here for school when I was 18 and for a few months. So I think it's different to be on holiday or to live on the island, because now in 2 weeks I see a lot of things where I never thought about. Yeah, like things are during longer, and yeah, you have to be patient. You have to be patient.
I tell her always it's like Caribbean speed. Things happen when they happen.
Yeah.
A lot of things that probably back home at where you are living goes very fast. Certainly in Holland, things are so they're so on top of things. Well, here, oftentimes we take like a laid-back approach. Of course, oftentimes we are on time, but oftentimes we're also like 5, 10, half an hour, in some cases 1 hour late. I know no one like that, although. The next one is N. Antonelli. If you can change one or more things about Aruba, what would it be and why? Let me go for this one. Maybe you have something to add to it as well. So as I mentioned first, the trash situation, I would definitely be making people more conscious, both locals, start with the locals, especially with the children at school, start educating them a little bit better about, keeping or taking your trash with you and disposing it at the right places. And something also very dear to me are the street dogs. So I would like the more attention on that from the government and the different departments. I mean, sometimes they change the laws here, but they're not really enforcing them. And that's something that is very unfortunate. I would definitely like to see Aruba with, free of trash. Imagine Aruba free of trash, free of street dogs and cats, stray dogs. That would make me really happy, and I think that as an island we would really all benefit from it. Maybe you got something to add?
No, I thought about the dogs. Yeah, I would change that. Yeah.
Guys, I hope you have been enjoying this video so far. If you have, give it a like. If you have more questions, leave them below. We'll try to answer them. Also remember to subscribe if you haven't already done so, And Marleen, by the way, has her own channel, which she has some really, really amazing shorts, especially, you know. She has all kinds of videos really from the Netherlands when you were still living there, and also from Aruba, of course. Check out her channel. I'll leave the name of the channel down here so you can check it out, subscribe. And I personally like the one from, should I say it? From the Renaissance Hotel. That was that was really nice short, and she's getting really, really good at making those shorts. My compliments to her, quite frankly.
Thank you.
The next question: where is the best place to buy pasticci in Aruba? Handmade pasticci. This question comes from John M.W. 1954. So we already pretty much tackled this question. So if you have been watching, probably we already answered this one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much more we can add. A lot of people, and there are different types of pasticci. So like you could go to the main street. They got the pasticci house is also one of the good ones, and the one at the superfood you got. It's not the typical Aruban pasticci, but it's still very good, I think.
Yeah, and I also love the pasticci of the Hushara.
Oh yeah.
The cheese is very good.
Oh yeah, we've got that one. Yeah. Victor the Pite asks, what is your favorite childhood memory in Aruba? Well, for you, you mentioned something just a moment ago. It's not really maybe childhood because you weren't born here, but you mentioned about, you know, like working here briefly. Maybe you could mention something that you remember from, was it around the year 2000 or
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, I remember that I was working at Caribbean Drip Irrigation, making gardens and drip systems for watering the gardens. Also the hotels, but also privé houses. And I remember that the airport was opening, that they had a new building there.
Yeah.
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 It was a big party over there.
Yeah. For me, you know, my childhood memories, what you know sticks out, comes out to mind is immediately like the families, especially families, kids parties that we used to have all over the island, and island used to be a lot quieter, so we would come to Palm Beach to have a party, to Eagle Beach. The Boca Prince, we used to have parties at the Mangle Alto, lots of parties there. That was great. That was really, really great. We got yet another question from Royske, our friend. He asked, what is your and or Marleen's ultimate dream destination? Love the content, brother. Thank you so much. And yeah, my ultimate destination, as I mentioned previously, for me it's still Japan. But since I've been there already, maybe I should say that it's probably like a road trip somewhere in Norway or Iceland. That sounds to me like really, really cool. What about you?
Yeah, I think I would go to Nepal.
Nepal.
Yeah, to climb the mountain.
To climb Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my biggest wish.
That's a pretty difficult one, let's just say.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna do it.
Why not dream it?
I'm gonna do it.
You can do it. Now this one is from If I'm Lying, I'm Crying. That's a very nice name, or screen name. What is your favorite memory you have growing up on the island? Just add that question just briefly. But greatest memory, I think enjoying the beaches, and I mean also like we used to do a lot of off-roading. That used to be like a really big thing, and it's not that right now, it isn't. But I think back then it was like we went off-roading at night. Didn't matter when, we did that, and just riding around the island. And it was always fun for me personally, when we went to travel actually, and to watch the airplanes, and I think that that's where I fell in love with aviation a little bit. So yeah, I mean, the more also you learn about other countries and cultures, you realize that the life here in Aruba, while it's not perfect, it's, you know, you got this, you know. You can always have a better day just by coming to the beach. Izzy Pezzy asks, woont Marleen al op Aruba? Does Marleen already live on Aruba? That's what she's asking here in Dutch.
Yes.
Yes.
Is
that a yes?
Yes, yes. Yeah, we moved here with the children 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks. Yeah, almost 3 weeks. And yeah, they started at school. And yeah, unfortunately, I have to go back, as we told before. And yeah, in 4 weeks I'm back. I never go to the Netherlands.
No.
No.
And the next question is from our friend Jamie, French country.
Cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I was doubting if that's the pronunciation.
I think.
When is Marleen officially moving to Aruba? We just tackled that answer, that question. And yeah, so she's been living here for a couple of weeks, right? And
yeah.
Yeah, that's the official news and word.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, thank you so much for your gift recently that we saw you. So recently, it's worth noting that we had a meetup with some fans. We want to thank everyone that showed up. That was just before the New Year's, and that meetup was right here at the Boogaloo Bar. And I think we have like maybe like 15 or so. I think we had to still count them, but it was so nice meeting everyone. Seeing some of them for the second time, and some, like most of them, for the first time.
Yes.
And yeah, thank you so much for taking the time and come and say hi. Now the next question is also from a good friend, Jane, and she writes, "How long have you two known each other?" So that's also has been tackled in the previous question.
Yeah.
And yeah, since more or less 2020, more or less, we've been writing. We have to go back at some point, and I think you have the chat still open somewhere and on Instagram, because that's, I believe, where it started, or was it on Facebook? I think it was on Instagram.
No, Instagram, yes.
Yeah, so 2020 more or less.
Yeah.
Now, one of the questions we also got is from King Fozzy 1. What would be your dream spot on Aruba to build the house of your dreams? That's a tough question, but I would have to say maybe Savaneta along the beach somewhere, although there aren't too many spots you can build anything anymore. And why not? Maybe the Malmok area, like Tres Rapi, but that wouldn't be allowed. But yeah, it's a question where we just think about the dream spot that it would be for to build a house, and maybe in the countryside. But in that case, I would really be along the water. In your case?
Yeah, in the Chete, where we have filmed the walk, the Chete.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I really love it. But I agree with seeing the sea, so with an ocean view, but haven't been close, but if I see it, it's okay.
So we got a question from Mark Maduro, and I'm gonna read this one in Papiamento. Mita gusto wak po video nang mientras mita bibando na Holanda. He likes watching my videos while he's in Holland. Mi pergunta pa bota, Kiko, botin plania pa futuro di bo canal, botin plania di sigi hasi e mesmo tipo de video, of botin otro idea na. Keep it up, saludos. So he's asking about what ideas I have for the channel, if you know, like the content is going to be like more or less the same, or if I have new ideas. Now, I think it's going to be like more or less the same, with again some travel content that's definitely going to be coming up a little bit along this year. So as I am able to, I'll be editing some of those videos, and there's certainly one of them that I hope you know can happen, so I can bring it to you guys, a very unique experience. And as far as Aruba, I actually have quite a few ideas. And just a second, guys. And yeah, as far as Aruba, I have quite a few ideas. I always have like ideas for filming, ideas for vlogs. The walks here and there, I'm struggling a little bit more with them because I'm thinking like, where could I walk next? What can I do next? But yeah, that's pretty much. And that one was the last question, guys. Probably this video got a little bit longer than we anticipated. We got a lot of questions, and probably not our last Q&A. It's been a lot of fun to film this one.
I like it.
And yeah, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Anything to add?
No.
We are messing up someone's writing here on the beach. But yeah, if you have more questions, just leave them below, or leave them maybe for a next time of a next Q&A. Let us know if you like this one, and see you next time, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.